Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, you're very welcome, and I hope you can find some value on this channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. For those that are new, I post my videos on Thursdays and Sundays at 6:30 p.m. So make sure to press that subscribe button and press the bell button to get notifications when I post more of my videos. Welcome to yet another Poetry Thursday. And this week I have taken a little spin on Poetry Thursday, and I am going to do a story kind of thing that has a message behind it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. This is a story that I was taught during my experience as a door-to-door sales assistant. The story was about a 61-year-old Australian farmer by the name of Cliff Young, and in Australia they do an ultra marathon from Sydney to Melbourne. That's about 544 miles. The people that run this race are trained athletes that specifically train for that marathon. They have been running for a while, and most of them are under the age of 30. So one, he's 61, two, he has no experience at all on running a race. They didn't want to deny him the chance to be able to run this race, so what they initially did was give him reasons as to why he couldn't run the race. So they first said, who's going to sponsor you for this race, as most of these athletes were sponsored by things like Nike, like big companies. So he went back to his mom. He said, oh, basically refused for me to run the race because I do not have a sponsor. She's like, okay, I'll be your sponsor. He went back, he was like, oh yeah, I've got a sponsor now. And they were like, oh, okay. Next option was, you need a trainer. And who has been training you for this race? It's like, oh, I train myself. I herd sheep, so I'm used to going around and trying to herd these sheep, especially just before a storm is going to come. I need to herd up all the sheep and whatnot. And they were like, but you need an official trainer. Went back to his mum again. She's like, oh, they refused me on the terms that I need a trainer. She's like, I'll be your trainer. He went back, he's like, I've got a trainer. And then they kind of were like, do you know what it is? He's not going to win anyways. He won't last in the race. Let's just let him in. And on the day of the race, he got there, picked up his number and set off on the race. First, he was left far behind by the trained athletes who were used to running this race. He didn't quite run properly. He kind of shuffled through the race. But one, because he was not trained on the rules of what, you know, how this race was meant to be run, and he didn't have no training. He didn't have anyone that was telling him, you're meant to do it this way, you're meant to do it that way. He just went about the race like how he went about his normal life, and he just steadily ran through the race. And for the first few days he was still left behind. This is usually a 5-day race. He was left behind, picked up the pace, was slowly catching up with the people that was at the front. And usually this is a 5-day race, but he ran the race in 4 days and 2 hours. Everyone was sort of confused and were wondering if he's actually cheated, because one, he's 61, he's never run this race before. How is he winning? And with such a large gap between him and the people that were coming second and third. So they asked him, what was your technique for running this race? And he said, I just ran through the day and through the night. And set a new world record at the age of 61. Most of the trained athletes would run 18 hours, then sleep for 6, and carry on with the race. But he ran all the way through, of which sometimes I feel like ignorance on rules can sometimes play to your benefits. Because you don't know how you're meant to be doing things, you ignorantly go through life just trying things out, not knowing the limits are. And sometimes that plays to your benefit. 2, do not sleep on a race. If you've got a goal that you want to achieve, is your sleep more important than you reaching that goal? I'm not saying deprive yourself of sleep, but sometimes when you feel lazy and you think you're tired and you're actually not tired, it's just the story you've told yourself. Is it not better to push yourself just that little bit more? And maybe by you pushing yourself just that little bit more, you get that motivation and you get new innovative ideas. Do not sleep on the race. Once you set yourself a goal, go for it with your full capabilities. Although you may feel like you're shuffling through that goal and just making little mini steps, every little bit of that step that you take is going to help you to reach that goal. So once you set a goal, go at it no matter what. Even if you're moving at 1 mile an hour, that's okay. At least you're still moving, you're not stagnant in one place. Once you've set yourself a goal, make sure you fulfill it. The time that he was running his race, he got a lot of media attention just because of how old he was and how untrained he was, and people thought he wouldn't be able to do it, or he wouldn't show up on the day of the race. But he kept to the goal he set himself out to get. And when he won it, there was a $10,000 prize. And he was like, I wasn't in it for the money. And he gave the money away to the other athletes that were there. Sometimes the monetary thing that you're gonna get out of it is not necessarily the bigger reason as to why you're going after that thing. Maybe it's you being able to help people out and change people's lives that's more important and more fulfilling to you than the money that you're gonna get in the process. Sometimes not knowing the truth or not knowing the rules can be a blessing in disguise. Just because you don't know how to do something, that doesn't mean you shouldn't attempt it. Learn as you go, like learn on the job. Learn as you go and make sure and make it a priority for yourself to learn as you're going through. Behind every failure is a lesson that needs to be learned. So a failure is not really a failure until you quit. Every setback that you face, there is a lesson to be learned. Starting from a place of knowledge, from a place of I know this and this and this doesn't work, so I'm going to try this and that, which is going to play to your advantage. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have found some value in this video. Don't forget to like, comment and share this video with someone. You never know how you're going to help someone else, and you never know who might want to hear this. And I will see you guys in my next video.